How to weave metrics into every resume CV story. If your resume or CV does not contain numbers, metrics, percentiles, or financial results, you are asking recruiters and hiring leaders to take your word for it. So, guess what? They won't. They won't. Business leaders hire for performance, not participation or your responsibilities. Yeah, I review hundreds of resumes each year that say things like responsible for sales growth. Improved operational efficiency. Managed a high performing team. No, 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 no. You're not selling yourself. That tells me absolutely nothing. But if you say increased regional sales by 38% in 18 months, reduced operating costs by 4.2 million, led a team of 120 staff across 5 countries, that is more enticing. That is better, but still not what readers want to see. Metrics turn vague statements into credible leadership stories. Today in this webinar, I'm going to show you how to weave metrics into almost every line of your resume, your CV. Number one, understand what recruiters are actually seeking. Recruiters and hiring managers and other influencers read resumes, read CVs with one question in mind, just one. What impact did this person make? Show me performance. Impact in business is almost always measured in numbers. Think about how companies operate. Everything is tracked. Revenue, profit, market share, cost reduction, headcount, customer growth, productivity, efficiency. The list goes on, it's endless. So when your resume, your CV lacks numbers, you are missing out on an interview opportunity, even though you may be the perfect candidate. So what the numbers show? They show scale. They show that impact. They show performance. They show credibility. Without them, your experience sounds smaller than it probably is. Don't be humble, be bold. Number two, turn responsibilities into achievements. Most professionals write resumes, CVs like job descriptions. They are so boring. That is a huge mistake. So here is the difference. A weak resume statement. Responsible for managing the sales team. That is just a duty. Now let's transform it. With a strong statement with metrics. So led a 15-person sales team generating 32 million in annual revenue and increased regional sales by 24% in 2 years. So see the difference. You've made an impact there. The first statement describes a task. The second describes results. Results, results, results. When writing your resume, your CV, always ask yourself, what changed because I was there? Then you need to quantify it. Number three, use the 5 most powerful types of metrics. If you're wondering what numbers to include, start with these 5 categories. They apply to almost every profession. Revenue. How much money did you generate? How much money did you save? So an example here is increase sales by $12 million per annum, grew portfolio revenue by 45%, won an $8 million contract. Money always gets attention. Next one is percentages. Percentages show growth and improvement. So here's an example. Reduced costs by 18%. Increased productivity by 32%. Improved customer retention by 25%. Percentages highlight progress and scale. Executives want to know the size of your operation you handled, you managed, you directed, you led. Some examples. Managed $200 million in operating budget. Led 120 staff across 6 countries. Oversaw 30 retail locations. Scale signals level. The volume metrics show activity and workload. So here are some examples. Delivered 150 plus client projects per year. Negotiated 50 supplier contracts. Managed a portfolio of 300 corporate clients. So volume proves operational capability. Next one is time. Speed matters in business. So an example, reduced product launch time by 40%. Completed project 3 months ahead of schedule. Cut onboarding time by 60 days to 25 days. Time metrics demonstrate efficiency. Number 4, use the STAR formula. Structure your metrics. One of the most effective ways to build powerful resume CV statements is by using the STAR method. STAR stands for situation, task, action, results. STAR. This framework forces you to explain the contents of your work and then demonstrate the measurable impact that you delivered. So let me lead you through this. The situation. This explains the context or the challenge, what was happening in the business. Some example. Regional sales were declining due to increased competition and outdated client engagement strategies. This tells the reader that there was a problem. The task. This explains your responsibility in that specific situation. What were you mandated to fix or improve? So here's an example. Tasked with reversing declining sales and rebuilding the regional client base. Now we understand your role in solving the issue. The next one is action. This is where you show leadership and initiative. What specific steps did you take or execute? So here's an example. Introduced a new client engagement strategy, retained the sales team, and launched targeted prospecting campaigns. This shows how you approached that challenge. And the final one is result. This is the most important part of that particular story. The result must contain metrics, preferably numbers or measurable outcomes. So here is an example. Increased regional revenue by 38% within 18 months and secured 6.5 million in new client contracts. Now the reader sees the outcome of your leadership. Now you put STAR into the resume CV with bullets. So here's an example. catapulted a 14% revenue uplift in US region from 22 to 23, while simultaneously boosting market efficiencies from X% to 7% as a percentage of revenue, demonstrating robust initiatives. The next one, devised and implemented a comprehensive strategic plan to align with business objectives, focusing on revenue growth and marketing efficiency, connecting product developments to marketing collateral. Next one, expanded US marketing team to solidify customer collaboration, introducing partnerships and influencer strategies to factor into the 2024 AOP, starting with VOC. Next one, spearheaded the James Smith partnership, negotiating and closing a new $7 million commercial deal, managing brand redesign, further strengthening the company's position and its brand awareness. And another example, conquered consolidated unrealistic sales targets, swiftly making a notable impact after recruitment, swiftly restructuring team, engaging with top performing partners, commercial model review and contracts, supported by revised pricing, new products and revenue generating opportunities to existing partners. Another one, credited for a massive uplift in revenue, capturing AED 200 million in 2023 to exceed target by AED, and that's the currency in the UAE, by 21 million, generating 250 million AED in 2024 to exceed target by AED 20 million. So why does STAR work? So well, STAR forces you to show the business problem, your leadership response, and the measurable impact. That is exactly how senior executives think and how hiring leaders evaluate talent. A resume CV built around STAR thinking does something very important. It transforms your experience from a list of duties into a portfolio of leadership achievements. That is precisely what decision makers want to see. Your resume, your CV should not read like a job description, It should read like a track record of your business results. Number 5, where do you find your metrics? Now, some people panic here and they say, oh, Martin, I don't know my numbers. That usually means you haven't taken the time to think about them. Start by asking yourself these pertinent questions. What revenue did my department generate? What size budgets did I manage? How many staff did I lead? What growth occurred during my tenure? What improvements did I introduce? How much money did I save the company? How many clients, projects, or locations did I manage? You don't need exact numbers every time. Approximate figures are perfectly acceptable. So some examples. Approximately $50 million revenue portfolio. Team of 80 plus staff. Reduce costs by roughly 20%. The goal is credible scale, not accounting precision. A good source of information on your performance are annual job appraisals. Most of you will have job appraisals. Go back in there and hunt for them. Number 6, even non-sales roles have metrics. One myth I hear constantly is this: metrics only apply to sales roles. Completely wrong. Every function or most functions in business have measurable outcomes. So let me give you some examples. Human resources, reduced employee turnover by 22%. Led recruitment campaign hiring 150 employees in 12 months. For finance, managed a $500 million capital portfolio. Reduced reporting errors by 35%. So operations, increase production output by 40%. Reduce supply chain costs by 3 million. So all these have metrics. Marketing, grew digital audience by 200,000 followers. Increased campaign conversions by 28%. So every profession has numbers. You just need to uncover them. Do a lot of brainstorming. Number 7, don't hide your best metrics. Another mistake I see all the time is this: people bury their biggest achievements deep in the resume, the CV. Your most impressive metrics should be highly visible. Bring them to the first page under a section called Career Milestones. There you have your top three accomplishments with as many metrics as you can get in. So that brings it to the first page, because readers obviously read the first page and then they go to the second page and they go to the third page. So they belong in your career summary, on that career milestones, in major achievements, and at the start of bullet points. So an example summary would be senior operations executive, renowned for reducing costs by 20 million across multiple global manufacturing environments while leading teams of up to 250 staff. Now, an HR professional or recruiter will instantly understand your value. Number 8, the scoreboard test. Here is the simplest test I can give you. Look at your resume, your CV, and ask yourself, does this look like a scoreboard? Great careers produce measurable results. And you all have them. You all have them. Your resume should reflect that. If your document is filled with words, but every very few numbers, it's not telling your full story. Metrics aren't a decoration. They are proof that you perform. They are proof that you perform. So let me leave you with this thought. Executives are hired for their performance, for their accomplishments, for their achievements. Your resume, your CV must demonstrate that performance clearly. Stop writing resumes, CVs that simply describe your job description. Start writing resumes, CVs that prove your impact. When metrics are woven into every story, your career stops sounding like a list of duties and starts looking like what it really is: a track record of results, a track record of metrics. I'm Martin Buckland, your global executive career management practitioner. Your career is your business, so you need to manage it like a business. Take control of your career. For more information on career management, please visit my YouTube channel, Martin Buckland, and press the subscribe button and the bell button, where you will be notified of many future videos. So hopefully you've learned something today. Numbers, metrics. The more metrics you have in your resume, your CV, the better it's going to be for you. We hire because people deliver metrics, not on their job responsibilities. So thanks for listening today.